gonna open up. Goodbye to the fallow year. Heaven help us now. Your promise draws near. It's more than a chance, it's your work in our heart. When you say you will, when you say you've done all things made new, so we run, run, run. Oh my God, you are faithful, so faithful. You've shown me so far. You're able, so able. Lead us now, Lord, we're with you all the way. You can have our hearts, our attention and our praise. Out with the old, in with the new. I'm not giving up yet, 'cause this is the truth. It's just the start, so we dance, dance, dance. Your spirit's alive, so we lift up our hands. Go on, testify, let the world hear your name. The kingdom is here, let your glory remain. For this is the time, the reason we breathe, to tell every soul of the grace we believe. Here it comes, he's on the way. New heaven, new earth, everything remade. All creation in rebirth. All things are new, no turning back now. Out with the old and we shout it out loud. Out with the old, in with the new. I'm not giving up yet, 'cause this is the truth. It's just the start, so we dance, dance, dance. Your spirit's alive, so we lift up our hands. Out with the old, out, out, out. In with the new, let the joy pour out. We're running ahead, never looking behind. Your promise is sure and your light will shine.
Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Cobbin, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Well, here we are, friends. A new year, new opportunities, and new hope, and for some, maybe a new vision for 2025. Welcome in as we get rolling here on a Thankful Thursday. As always, I'm Rob Pipp. We are here on this Thankful Thursday. Big thank you to Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. Visit Elliot Herzlich. Set up that appointment online. He's located in the First National Bank building, elliotsjewelers.com for more information. And, of course, here on this Thursday, we could not be here without our great friends from First Baptist Huntsville, your harbor of hope. And many of you have been thinking, man, maybe I need to get back into church. Maybe I need to kind of get things rolling again in that aspect. And we want to invite you here to First Baptist. Normally, Jason Bay, the pastor, is here with me every Thursday. But the church has been closed this week for New Year's, and he is out today. I didn't want him to have to drive in. He's about 30 minutes away. And so rolling solo today. It's one of the rare times that you will ever see me roll solo on this show. Many people are still off. Some people are getting back into the rhythm from all these holidays coming up that we just celebrated, actually. Episode 422 as we get started here this morning. Again, I want to welcome you in. Do us a huge favor. Do me a huge favor. Let me know that you're out there. Don't let me feel alone today. So send in a message, comment, just like Kyle Kreiner, who's already said good morning. But let me know that you're out there this morning as we get rocking and rolling here in this new year. Hey, I wanted to start this morning's show today, by the way. We're going to talk about the new year, some ideas, some resolutions. We're going to highlight some recent tragedies that have happened here in the United States. I want to go over that this morning and talk a little bit about that. And then also look ahead to 2025. I'm going to be talking about routines and resolutions and also what we've got planned here at Hello Huntsville for the new year. I'm really excited. I was looking the other day. I think we're closing in on 2 years. I know we're closing in on 2 years now in March. And it has been such a fun journey to take with all of you. When Bridget and I decided to come back here to Huntsville, really didn't know what we were planning on doing. And God just opened some amazing doors, not only here to be on staff at First, but with Hello Huntsville, the platform that you're on. And many of you have been friends of our program since we started. And it means so much to me. And I want to do an even better job here in this upcoming year to provide you with inspiration and news and things that will lift you up and encourage you as we, move on to the future. There's a lot going to happen here in this new year, and one of the joys of the future is it's unknown, but we can definitely dictate some of that by the choices that we make and the attitude that we have going into a new year. And really, for any day, we can dictate some aspects. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen 100% throughout the day, but there are some things that we do have limited control over, and we can control the way that we think and the way that we act about the day. So I'll be talking a little bit about that and routines. I think that's a really hard thing for many people to get into. I know I struggle with it, and so we'll mention that, and then on the back end of the show, we'll have our giveaway as we always do. But hey, as we get started, do me a huge favor. Hit like and share. Steph Valley Magnolia Kennel already joining us this morning, and she is saying good morning. Good morning to you, Steph. Always appreciate your support. And just a tremendous small business here in our community. And I want to encourage you, by the way, make it a habit and a point, and I say a habit, to get in the habit of supporting local small business, but really make an effort and make it a point to think about where you're shopping and the products and services that you are using and see if you can provide some of that to a local small business. Now, the big businesses here in town, they have a place as well. They hire people and keep the economy rolling, but let's really focus on business this year. And if you're thinking about going out to eat today, maybe you're thinking about McDonald's, maybe you're thinking about that McRib like I do. You know what? Go support a local business instead and save the rest for another day. I think that's something that we're really going to be focusing on this year here on this platform, and I'll talk more about that in the segment coming up a little bit later. I want to say hello as well to a good friend of mine in Fargo, North Dakota. Jerica joining us. Jerica, it's so good to see you. It's been a while. You were so nice to me, Jerica, by the way, sending me that video from inside the Fargo Dome when North Dakota State took care of business versus South Dakota State. It was kind of an honor because I had posted some people in Huntsville are like, we don't care to hear about the Bison, but I'm going to, they're friends of mine. And I had some NDSU gear that I had wore to support NDSU a couple of weeks ago in that game versus South Dakota State, and I posted a thing and I said, go Bison, and apparently that picture made it to the big screen there at the Fargo Dome. I had about 5 or 6 text messages come in out of the blue from people saying, "Hey, we just saw your photo up on the Jumbotron." So that was really nice of the friends there in Fargo thinking about me. That really means a lot. So good morning to you, Jericho. We are not facing below zero temperatures, but we are waking up to what we would consider a chilly morning here in East Texas. How about 46 degrees? It's going to be a beautiful day, though. Clearing skies, mostly sunny, a high of 61. A little cooler tonight. We'll stay about 48, 66 tomorrow. In fact, the rest of this week is looking pretty good. We'll have rain come back into the forecast on Sunday. Temperatures will actually drive up as that cold front that you're experiencing, Jericho, makes its way down here to East Texas. We'll have a high of 70. It always gets hot in front of the front. High of 70, 50% chance of rain on Sunday. And then things clear out. We may have our first freeze of the season, 31 on Sunday night. Monday only going to be a high of 46. And there's a little bit of talk, possibly around Thursday, of some wintry precip here in our area. We won't know more about that until the week goes on next week. But we'll keep you updated right here. And, of course, you can go to weather.gov. That's where my trusted source is, directly from the National Weather Service. Hey, we're going to take a quick break as we get rolling this morning. When I come back, I've got a few things that I want to talk about. One of them, the first quarter of the century is now over, if you can believe that, of this new century. So we'll highlight that. We'll talk about some routines, and I also want to talk about events that happen in New Orleans and give a moment of respect for the folks down there, our neighbors just to the east of us. We'll take a break. Hey, keyword today, I've got a little New Year's swag bag I'm going to give away. I'm putting together some goodies for you, and all you got to do is text in the keyword blessed. And that's been the keyword this week. We were off yesterday celebrating New Year's. But today, the keyword remains blessed. Text that in, blessed, along with your name on the Zero Degree Creations phone and text line. That number, 936-339-0139. Again, the keyword blessed to 936-339-0139. We'll step aside. We'll take our first break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. Continue the conversation. Chime in. Let us know you're out there. We'd love to interact with you as well as we continue on. We'll be back in a moment. This show on a Thursday. It's Good Morning Huntsville, brought to you as always by our friends here at First Baptist. Stay with us. We'll see you back here in just a few moments.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
This harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, But combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Huntsville Executive Office Suites. Elevate your business image with prestigious move-in ready suites ranging from 150 to 3,000 square feet. Enjoy conference and training rooms, furnished and unfurnished options, custom build-outs, phone service, and a welcoming lobby. Coffee bar and dining area included for tenants. Benefit from 24/7 secure access and flexible lease terms. Located on Lake Road. Move-in begins in January. Contact Raven Property Management at 936-225-4378.
In the valley, you are with me. Every step I take, through the shadows, through the trials, you will make a way. You're my refuge, you're my rescue. Even in my pain, you are faithful, you are constant. You will never change. It's all up, up, up from here.
That's what we're hoping for in 2025. All up, up, up from here. That's a recent release from Spirit Studio. You can find out more music from Spirit Studio on Spotify. Just search for Spirit Radio FM. 13 songs now that we've released out there on the platform, and songs that'll lift you up and inspire you. Welcome back in here to episode 422 as we continue on this journey on this Thankful Thursday, brought to you by First Baptist Church Huntsville, your harbor of hope here in our community. Shout out to Tanya, who is also joining us. A little good morning sunshine coming in today from Tanya. Thank you. It's so great to hear from you. Quentin Glaze, our number one engager, saying good morning as well. Always great to see you on, Quentin. Kyle Kreiner, there in far west Texas, 29 degrees and freezing in Kermit the Frog, Texas this morning. Kyle, good to hear from you, man. And miss you, buddy. Hope you get back over here safely. And, of course, you're always welcome here in the studio anytime. And the Horn family, I was thinking about Richard and Linda this morning. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have been so instrumental to this program as well. And just thank you for being part of our family. Richard and Linda this morning saying, good morning, Huntsville. Prayers for everyone to have a great day. And let's start 2025 with good vibes. Appreciate you, Richard and Linda. Always great to hear from you. And again, appreciate your friendship so much. Well, friends, many of you know about the tragedy that happened in New Orleans in the wee early morning hours right after New Year's. The attack now, as many are calling it, an act of terrorism, and that's exactly what it is. The search continues for potential Bourbon Street accomplishment as the state AG vows the death penalty on Shamsuddin Jabbar. He declared allegiance to the Islamic State before that truck attack. Just tragedy and horrific video. You know, it's one thing, friends, that I just I'm not a fan of the internet in this aspect, is that there's video out there that's uncensored that circulates, and it's things that you never want to see, but it pops up in your news feed. If you're on social, it pops up on Twitter, or what's called X now, and you know, thankfully the video that popped up on my end, it was from Al Jazeera News, but it was blurred out, but just tragic there. 15 people losing their lives in a senseless act of terrorism, and on top of that, about 30 injured. Authorities still searching for potential accomplishment. This is from Fox News, by the way. Shamsuddin Jabbar, who drove a truck in a New Orleans crowd before being killed in a shootout with police. This was on Wednesday early morning. The Louisiana AG, the Attorney General Liz Morrell, told Fox News there's evidence that Jabbar worked alongside accomplices to coordinate the attack, although she and her other officials have declined to offer any specifics on that. Jabbar's attack killed at least 15 people, wounded dozens of others. She said, in Louisiana, we have the death penalty, and we will carry it out, ! Morrell wrote that again on X a little bit earlier. Jabbar had posted videos to social media prior to his attack expressing allegiance to the Islamic State. That FBI's investigation has now spread across multiple states. The number of potential accomplices remains unknown. this is kind of hits close to home because apparently this terrorist was from Beaumont, lived in Houston, was served in the military, and this is the tragedy of it, served in the military for 10 years, was a veteran, and you just got to wonder how sometimes people's minds and their actions get thwarted to go from that and serving our country, having allegiance to this country, and then something happens somewhere and something triggers something and then acts in this way. And it's just there's no other word to describe. It's just tragedy. It's easy for us to sit here and find peace and us being here because we're not having to face these kind of things. But the reality is this could happen anywhere at any time. And that's why I love having Jason on our programs on Tuesday from Guardian Defense, because he has been really big on helping folks be aware of their surroundings and what's going on. And I think that's why it's important for all of us to, if we see something, say something. If something's going on, we need to call authorities and let them know. And it's better to be safe than sorry. We had an incident here at the church, and there was a young man that was outside and was kind of wandering around and trying to open doors that were locked, and it concerned me. And so I called the authorities, and they came out, and everything was cool. But it's those type of things, that if you see something, say something, do something, because you never know what's going to be lurking around the corner. Again, our prayers this morning with those 15 folks that passed away and their families. I mean, this is now going to affect generation after generation because of this. And I hope that justice is swiftly served. The bowl game between Notre Dame and Georgia obviously was postponed. I believe that's supposed to take place now tonight. There was some thoughts that there could have been something going on over there at the Dome, and so in New Orleans, and so they've cleared all that out. Everything is fine. I haven't looked, to be honest, to see if they're going to play that game tonight or not, but obviously that's the least of the concerns. But now the search is on for more people that may be involved. And then on top of that, at Trump Tower yesterday, and the video of this, the person died from this, by the way, and I didn't get details on who exactly died. If anyone out there is listening and knows that, let me know. But there was that cyber truck that pulled in front of Trump Tower and exploded. The early reports were, hey, a truck had caught fire, but the actual video shows that truck exploding right there in front of Trump Tower. And I think that there's some similarities there because obviously President-elect Trump will be inaugurated and become the president again here in just a couple of weeks as we kick off this new year. But his alliance and his working alongside Elon Musk, there's got to be some sort of connection there. The one thing about it, none of the windows or anything of the hotel broke because they say the body of that Cybertruck is so just put together so well built that instead of the truck exploding outwards, it actually exploded through the top. And that could have prevented a lot more damage. And so just two weird things. I mean, just two really weird and tragic things happening in our country to start off the new year. It's not the way that, the news, that we wanted to make the news cycle with these two things, but it's obviously some two things that are very important. And again, just be aware of what's going on around you. Wanted to touch base with that this morning and just say that our thoughts and prayers are with all of those affected, especially those 15 families. And for us being here in Huntsville, I mean, Beaumont's right down the road. You think a couple of hours away and you're in Beaumont, and it's obviously where this guy grew up and then lived in Houston. Was also, after he got out of the military, by the way, he was a real estate agent. Had a video, looked very professional, and you just never know, man. You just never know, friends. Well, it is the new year, and on a positive note, all of us talk about resolutions and what we want to do with the new year. I want to hear from you this morning. Send us some messages and let us know what you're looking forward to here in 2025. Maybe you have some resolutions, some things that you'd like to accomplish, that you'd like to get done. As I go back and look, I guess to really start this new year, the first thought that came to my mind after I was scrolling social last night, my friend Matt Leishman posted this, and it just blew my mind that we are already through the first quarter of this century. Can you believe that? The first quarter of this century is already over. And I go back and think about the year 2000 and where I was at. I was in high school. I was at a church lock-in, and I'll never forget the big news of that time and what was making the news cycle over the last months leading up to the year 2000 was Y2K, the computer glitch that everybody thought was going to potentially bring down the world, and obviously that didn't happen. There was a few minor glitches, but I'll never forget that night and being there. I can't remember the exact mall, but we had a lock-in at a mall that we stayed at down in Austin. And it seems like that was just yesterday. And maybe here's the inspiration this morning. Don't take the time that you have for granted. Maybe that can be your resolution this year, is to be more mindful about every opportunity that you have to be here on this earth. What do I mean by that? I mean just the time that we have. Every day, we have a set amount of time. That time translates into 24 hours. And 24 hours translates into, I think, 1,400 minutes. I just did the math, if I'm right. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. 1,440, is that right? 24 hours is all we get each day. And as you go through and start this new year, start thinking about how you're spending time. A word that I've really started to use over this last year is the word mindful. Being mindful. Being mindful of this community and how blessed we are to be here in Huntsville. How many people bend over backwards literally to help people here in Huntsville. You don't see that in a lot of communities. And it's so easy to get on social media and to start ranting about bad service that you got somewhere. But instead, be mindful. Is that time really worth you getting on social and complaining when you could use that time instead to maybe bless that business that you feel that wronged you? Think about that. That's a wake-up call. Blessing others that have not been favorable to you. That's something I want to do a better job of this year, for sure. I want to be more mindful of the time that I have and how I'm spending it. I think a few things for me, and just to share and to be open, and I've talked about it on this show, but I really want to get in better shape. I want to eat healthier and lay off the bad food. And for me, I think the most important thing this year is to really grow more spiritually. I think God is providing some incredible opportunities here in this community for all of us. We have a tremendous opportunity to get this radio station up and going with Spirit Radio FM, not just on the app, which I sincerely appreciate. Many of you now, and over 100 a day, listen to that app, and it means so much to us. But to get that on 94.3, we've got the license, we've got everything in place now. We've got the permit to build this out. Now we just got to raise the rest of the funds. But that's a really big goal of mine, is to get that going. And I think that's not only going to help me grow spiritually, but help this community as well, and provide some inspiration all over the community to folks that are incarcerated, to people right here in our backyard. Those are a few things that I want to do, and I think you got to get into the routine. If you want to get into better shape, if you want to eat better, you got to get into a routine. And I see so many commercials, and I'm not downplaying that people have weight problems, eating disorders and all that kind of stuff, and not taking care of yourself. It's hard to break habits that you're used to. For me, I love to eat. It's hard to not have that urge to go out and eat something that I know I shouldn't be eating. I found this from a website this morning as I was doing a little prep work called wondermind.com. This was back in March of 2023, which seems like it was so long ago. But this said, 12 tips for making a routine that you will actually stick to. The very first step is do it for you, not your social media. Up until 2 years ago, and this is from Lexi Links, the author, this is her talking. She says, up until 2 years ago, my life was a hot mess. To be clear, nothing horribly devastating was happening, but I was floundering. I didn't have much clarity on what I wanted in my career, my personal life, or my future in general, as one can imagine. My day-to-day life looked pretty chaotic. How many can relate to that? I had no idea how to maintain a daily routine or healthy habits. The routine is kind of down, but the healthy habits, the daily routine is down. The habits for me is the bad part. While I was dodging emotional train wreck after train wreck and feeling so scatterbrained, I was missing out on some pretty big opportunities to turn my life around, though I didn't know it at the time. The author goes on to state, partially because of who I am as a person, I never had much luck finding calm or consistency in my life. Setting routines and sticking to them was a completely foreign concept to me, and it never really occurred to me that they could drastically improve my mental health until the pandemic gave me some time and space to see something had to change. It turns out it all came down to my rituals and routines, or lack thereof. Once I recognized my need for structure, I started focusing on what a routine could do, like give me some stability and a sense of safety and security. Routines can mean the difference between feeling totally frazzled, frustrated, overwhelmed, or angry, and having a sense of empowerment, confidence, and control over your life. And that was from a licensed therapist, Sachiko Tate. Everyone's ideal routine looks different, but mine honestly took the shape of something out of a TikTok at 5 a.m. club tutorial, except my day starts at a more manageable 9 a.m. It doesn't involve doing every single task every day. It started by promising myself that I would wake up early for my morning workout, start prepping food for each week, walk my dog more, and keep my apartment clean, all with the goal of having more energy, feeling more productive at home and with work, and improving my mental health. Believe it or not, all of that quickly happened once I committed to keeping myself going. But creating regular habits that make you feel better can be tricky. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be reading this, or you wouldn't be listening to this show still, as I'm reading this from this author. To help get your new routines up and running, check out these therapist-backed tips for setting healthy and helpful routines that you can actually stick to. And friends, as I read these, chime in and let us know if any of these work for you. The number one that I said earlier is do it for you. Committing to a routine just so you can post about it or brag to your coworkers is a pretty surefire way to hate it. If the core focus of your daily routine is pleasing or impressing others, you might find less satisfaction in creating one. After all, the goal-setting self-care is to care for yourself. No matter what routines you choose or how they might fit into your world, make sure that you're the one who's being fulfilled by them. So the gist of this is, don't get into a routine for somebody else. Do it for you. Number 2, set intentions that you can crush. The most important part of creating a routine is identifying the goals that you want to work towards. You've got to identify them. And once you know that, it's easier to pinpoint the habits that will get you there. It's never a bad thing to make those goals very realistic, because if you feel like the outcome of your new habits is doable, you believe in yourself, and you may have more motivation to keep going. Another way to set the bar lower, think about that. So many times we hear about set the bar higher. How about maybe just setting the bar a little bit lower? This whole fresh routine thing, setting it lower, is by giving yourself a chill timeline to achieve your goals. Having ample time to adjust to new habits can help you begin and maintain an effective routine. What if your goal is to develop an online presence? It's not my goal. If you currently stink at posting regularly, don't set out to hard launch your new vibe within a month. Instead, focus your routine on posting more consistently to build your content and cadence from there. I don't know. This doesn't relate to many of you because we're not sitting here on social media, even though the show is broadcast on social media. But just give yourself an attainable timeline. If you say, hey, man, I want to lose weight this year. Well, you got to get into the routine. Tie it into your work schedule, or if you're retired, tie it into your retirement schedule. But you got to take care of yourself, and you got to be realistic. For me, I need to be down to about 190. I'm at 245 right now. That's a lot of weight that I need to lose, and I know that I'm not going to drop 45 pounds in a month. But if I could just drop, say, 10 pounds a month, that's doable. That's something that I can believe in and that I can achieve. The third thing out of 12 is create a feelings goal. While goal setting can look like listing out tangible achievements, like I want to read this whole series of whatever book by the end of the summer, you can and should think about your emotional goals too. There's nothing wrong with this. What feelings you hope to have more of by following this routine. If you want to read more books because you feel like you should be reading more, then please see yourself back to step 1. But if you want to get your book series as a way to quiet your mind and feel more peaceful for bed, keeping that feeling goal in mind can help you stick with it. So there's nothing wrong with that. So many times we talk about how we feel, and I think some things get kind of pushed out of proportion these days and times. But I know for me, I want to feel better about myself. I want to feel better about how I am as a husband. I want to feel better about how I am as a father to my children. by setting a routine and doing things. That's a feelings goal that I have. Number 4 is write down your goals and how you're going to reach them. It's good to have something laid out to where you can see it and go back and look at it. Routines serve as a roadmap for getting to your goals. But if you don't write down your goals, the routine to use to accomplish it, you risk not following through. So make sure that you write it down. You go check the mail every night. You wake up and take out the trash on Monday mornings. Make this part of your routine to write down your goals and how you hope to achieve them. Number 5, and this is a huge one for me, is make the most out of your free time. As a father with 2 young children still in diapers, it's very hard to get free time. I tend to find my free time resting when I finally have it, but that's not one way that I'm going to achieve my goals. I do need the rest, but one helpful way to create consistency and effective routines without going to bed before your favorite primetime show airs or waking up at the crack of dawn is to fit new habits into open slots into your schedule. If you've been wanting to spend more time with your friend down the street but can't bring yourself to go out on a Friday night, see if you can squeeze in recurring walks with them on Sunday evenings or after grocery shopping and before your weekly Sunday routine. Whatever your ideal situation might be, see where those new tasks fit in. Number 6, another big one's focus on consistency. How many times have you started something for a couple of days or a couple of weeks and then you stop? You've got to be consistent. I'll be honest, I love getting on here and talking to you guys. And I love having this show, 422 episodes into it. But there are days, more than not, where I'm just like, man, I wish I didn't have to do this today. I really wish that I didn't have to get up early and do this show. But I love doing it, and I'm consistent with it. And this whole time of Christmas, which was great. I love Christmas time. I love celebrating the birth of our Savior. I love the holiday, the festivity in the air, all that kind of cool stuff, and the feel-good, warm-your-heart type stuff about Christmas, and then the New Year holiday. But I was telling someone this morning when I dropped off my children over at Tomorrow's Promise, I was telling Charlotte, who's over there and oversees the academy, I said, I'm so glad that Christmas is over and that New Year's is over. Because now we can get back into this routine. It throws everything off. It messes up the consistency, although we do need a break. But focus on being consistent. So even if your rituals entail flossing your teeth before bed and having a glass of water at noon every day, repeatedly returning to those, even if you miss a few days, can come with a sense of accomplishment, an elevated mood, confidence, and motivation. Keeping that in mind can also take the pressure off feeling like you need to execute a complicated routine perfectly every single day. Number 7, lean on your people. Who do you have in your life? Who's in your circle? If you're just starting out with the new groove, struggling to build consistency, consider tapping into your community for help. Telling another person about your routine or taking a person along can make you more accountable and give you motivation. Number 8, be your own cheerleader. Discipline does not mean pushing yourself when you slip up or punishing yourself when you slip up. It's about showing up for yourself even when you don't feel like it and your goal feels so far away. Rooting for yourself on days when you're not really feeling like it has been the best tool that can help keep you consistent. So if you're feeling discouraged about your progress, which we all have, return to your journal, keep a journal, write these things, or just think about how you want to feel by committing these habits when you started. For me, it comes back to my wife and my children. I want to be there and be present for them and have more energy and feel better. Number 9 of 12, keep it balanced. The author goes on to state here, when I first started focusing on my at-home cooking routine, for example, I would often avoid going out to eat or grabbing my happy hour with friends because my goals left no room for flexibility. So rather than enjoying social time and a yummy meal I didn't have to make, I forced myself to endure some major fear of missing out. Not great for creating positive feelings around my routine and helping my mental health. When you're laser focused on your routine, sometimes you might have a hard time being flexible with your time and energy. Now, one thing that I'm really laser focused on in a routine is my children going to sleep before a certain time. Try to get them in bed by 8 o'clock. And it's weird because if they don't go to bed at 8 o'clock, then they wake up at night. It just throws everything off. There's some things you got to be laser focused on. There's other things that I think you can have some flexibility. A routine, here's the deal. If your routine is not bringing you a sense of calm and peace and stability, then maybe it's time to change it. If it's stressing you out, think about maybe what you're trying to do is too difficult. Number 10 is embrace a different type of reward. One of the most feel-good motivators for sticking with the routine is rewarding yourself when you follow through. The author here states, I personally love to stop into my favorite coffee spot once or twice a week to buy myself a new shirt after a few weeks of crushing my goals. I think we live in a world now to where instant gratification happens so much that this really, to me, is what causes a lot of problem, is because we give ourselves the reward before we put in the effort. And it's because we live in a world where we can reward ourselves even when we can't afford it. That's why credit card debt is the highest it's been. Now the average family over $10,000 in credit card debt. The banks, I believe it was something like $46 billion that they had to forgive. That's up 50% from a year ago. 50% in 1 year, the amount of debt that banks had to forgive from credit cards. And it's because we live in this give it to me now, hurry up world, and credit cards make that happen. Number 11, be gentle with yourself. When you deviate from your routine and struggle to tap into your discipline, have a little empathy for yourself. We can often feel like failing to follow our routine equates to a personal failure. If you consider yourself a big loser for missing a day or a week, then you might just give it up altogether. That'll completely derail your routine before you even get the consistency machine in motion. And then number 12, and the final one, is adjust as needed. You set out with a goal, you have this routine that you want to get into, but then something comes along. For us, the children, it changed my routine dramatically, but it's changed routines for a good reason and for a good way, and I love that. And so if you've set out on a routine and it's not working, or you feel some stress or pressure, think about changing it, adjust it as you need it. So those are 12 things to kind of get you started. I hope a little bit of that helps you out this year. Some of those things are really just reaffirmation that I needed in my life to get me rolling. I love what Autumn said. Autumn, by the way, I'm going to talk about this in just a few moments. Autumn said, my resolution is to pay attention and put into place the words of Jireh by Maverick City. Love that group, by the way. You are enough, so I am enough. Stop beating myself up, and I will be content in every circumstance. Autumn goes on to read, I ask myself, am I living that? Do I truly feel that God is enough? Wow. Well, Autumn, thank you for your just transparency and posting that this morning. I think that's really good, Autumn, and I love that you shared that with us. We'll take a quick break in a moment. I want to talk about what we've got in store coming up for 2025 and some ideas from you, the audience, that have helped inspire us to do some new things here in this upcoming year. Before we do that, I want to say a big shout out to a good friend of mine back in the Georgetown area. It's Kevin Bowers. He works over at Ride On Center for Kids. It's a therapeutic horse riding center. Love that place and the work that they do. Kevin saying best to you and yours through the new year, good sir. Always good to see you, Kevin. By the way, Kyle, as we were going through these routines earlier, Kyle said I thought the goal of retirement was not to not have a schedule. Probably so, man. Probably so, Kyle. Well, hey, let's take another break. Again, swag bag coming your way today. I've got a little New Year's goodie bag, and it's filled with treats and all sorts of fun stuff, and all you've got to do is text in the keyword BLESSED, 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 along with your name on the Zero Degree Creations phone and text line. Text that in to 936-339-0139. Again, that number is 936-339-0139. As always, our shows on this Thankful Thursday brought to you by First Baptist, your harbor of hope here in Huntsville. Services every Sunday. Bible study starts at 9:30, service at 10:45, and Jason will get you out by noon. Come by and see us this Sunday. We'd love to have you here at First Baptist. Again, your harbor of hope, online at fbchuntsville.org. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. More to come. It's your show on this Thankful Thursday. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home. We'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
We'll go to the sun, I knew day shining bright.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Deneen with Guardian Defense, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
We'll go to the sun, I knew day shining bright. In my heart there's glory, story of His might. When shadows come and stay, I will stand and pray. For the light will find me, guide me on my way. Hope for today, love leads the way.
Welcome back at it, friends. We continue on this journey this morning, celebrating the good here in our community and a little inspiration to get you started here on this Thankful Thursday. I'm Rob Hipp, as always, brought to you by First Baptist Church. Many of you are with us this morning. Thank you for being a part of the show, just like Lee Cooper. I love this, Lee. She said, what a beautiful day after good morning. Good morning to you, and it is a beautiful day out there, Lee. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And reminders you get going today, be thankful for just the privilege to even be up today, as many people in our country mourning there from New Orleans today, and just so much going on in our world, and even getting started here for the new year. You hate to hear all the bad news, but there is a lot of positive, and you can't deny what's happening. You can't overlook it, but you can say, you know what, I'm going to strive, I'm going to do my best to make sure that today is a good day. Everything that I have within me to be positive about what's going on here in my life. A couple of things that you need to know today. Nordstrom being acquired by a Nordstrom family member and a Mexican retail group for $6.25 billion. Last night's Sugar Bowl game between Notre Dame and Georgia, talked about this earlier, delayed for 24 hours. It will be played tonight. Got confirmation on that. That was in light of the New Year's Eve tragedy there in New Orleans. There are talks underway. Check this out, that Nissan and Honda could be merging, and possibly Mitsubishi joining in on that as well. A Texas-based retailer, The Container Store. Used to love going to that place. They announced on Sunday it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, although the CEO has since said the chain is here to stay. So a couple of things there in the business news. Other than that, there's not a whole lot else that's going on besides that. You know, we talked about this too on Monday, I think, or Tuesday actually, with Jason. You know, President Jimmy Carter passing away, 100 years old. It was a couple of facts about Jimmy, besides him and that age that he had. He was the first American president that was born in a hospital. First American president that was born in a hospital. He was the first American president inaugurated with the nickname Jimmy instead of his birth name James. I did not know that. He installed solar water heating panels on the roof of the White House West Wing. He once spent 89 seconds inside a nuclear reactor during a meltdown. British tabloids accused President Carter of breaching royal protocol by kissing the Queen Mum on the lips. Jimmy Carter actually skipped school and missed out on being his high school class valedictorian. Before he was a peanut farmer, state senator, governor, and president, Carter served as a submariner in the U.S. Navy, and President Carter was the author of 32 books and received 3 Grammys in Best Spoken Word Album. So some pretty cool news there about the late President Carter. Again, you can think whatever you want politically. I know there's a lot of things, but still, man, a pretty great life for a man who gave so much back to this world. Well, again, many of you are on with us this morning. Appreciate you being with us. I wanted to talk about a few other things today that we're working on for 2025. And I'd mentioned earlier that some of you have been the inspiration behind this. Well, one of them is I want to help promote businesses more. I mentioned last week as we were wrapping up before the new year that's something as we enter our second year being in business here on Hello Huntsville, is we really do want to help promote businesses more and get their word out. We're going to do that through our ethical business directory that I want to continue to grow. And by the way, if you need products and services here in Huntsville, I want to encourage you to go to that directory first. You can go to hellohuntsvilletx.com/business, and there's more information there. But again, the website, hellohuntsvilletx.com/businesses, that is the best way to get to it. And that is our ethical business directory. It has a lot of different businesses, from cleaning companies such as our friends at Deep Clean Texas, to legal advice through Moak & Moak and James Law Firm. Even woodworking. Pop's Wood Shop is in there. Alterations is in there. We have security companies, real estate, fashion, much, much more. Office spacing now. But go there. These companies have agreed to follow a code of ethics. That means that they're going to try to do what's right with their business and make sure that they take care of their customers. So that's something that we're going to do. I really do want to find new ways to interact with more businesses. We may even do kind of a highlight. We already kind of put together our coming soon to Huntsville section, but we're going to put together some highlights on local business here and really help to promote this community more, especially the business community. So that's one thing that we are working on for this new year. A couple of other ideas, and this was from Autumn Wheaton. She had a really good comment on our Facebook page the other day talking about how maybe we should have a newcomers section on this show to highlight some things that go on in Huntsville that maybe newcomers don't know about. And I like that idea, Autumn. I really do appreciate that comment. I think that's a great idea. I want to take that a step further and even come out with a newcomer guide. Now that we have so much content on Hello Huntsville and the word is continuing to get out in this community about what we do, I think it would be cool for us to have a newcomer guide, a physical guide that we can put together either in print and digital format, where people can go to that guide and they can find out, hey, here's where I go for this. That guide, by the way, would include our ethical business directory. So that idea from you, Autumn, about having a newcomers type segment on the show inspired me for this guide, and so I thank you for that. One thing that we did last year, we had a community dinner where we just invited people that have been a part of this platform. They don't have to sponsor, just even the audience, like the Horn family. They came out. Many others came as well. But I want to do more of those community dinners and try to do those at least once a quarter. So that means once every 3 months, have a dinner and invite people out just to come share a meal. No business, just to share a meal and talk. And so that's an idea that we really want to continue to grow. And then the biggest thing, too, that ties in some ways, even though it's a standalone 501c3 nonprofit, but really get our Spirit Radio up and running on 94.3 FM. I think that's going to be such a tremendous kind of, I don't want to say motivator, but just a really tremendous asset to the community as our platform has evolved. It's cool how, we started Hello Huntsville, had the idea based on what I used to do in Georgetown, and we moved back from Fargo. You guys all know the story. But it's evolved into really an inspirational, kind of uplifting platform. And I've had a lot of people tell me, well, hey, why didn't you post this news? Why didn't you post that? I said, it's because it's not what we do. And we're not going to change that just to get more clicks or more views or more likes. We're not going to rush out to be the first to report on something so we can say we're the first. We want to publish genuine, heartfelt content that focuses on the good things that are happening here in this community. So those are just a few ideas that we're working on in this new year. I think those are really going to help the platform grow. And the last but not least is really getting the word out about Hello Huntsville more. And that's where I think it's going to tie in with Spirit Radio as Hello Huntsville will be a major underwriter for that. We can't have commercial ads, but it will be an underwriter. And then once we get that Spirit Radio going, we're going to have a kind of a pre-morning show before we kick off the morning show. And so I think all those things together are going to work out. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to this year. I always say when you remain in faith, you never know where that's going to take you. And God has done some incredible things here, not just in my life and our family's life, but throughout this community. And those are things that I want you to be mindful of. So just a few things that we're working on. Again, I appreciate all the feedback from folks that have been very helpful in helping us. And I love what Lee said, by the way. She said, we have some great local businesses here in Huntsville. She says that she has been a part of this community since she was 9 years old. And so those are the businesses we want to highlight. Like Quentin Glaze talked about a new cigar shop that opened up. It's probably a place that I'm not going to go to, but you know what? I still want them to be successful. I want them to get their name out there. And so whatever we can do to help out any business here in this community, would love to help them out. And, I know a lot of people who enjoy a cigar, and that's going to be a great place for them to go. And so Bluebird Cigar Lounge, I believe is what it's called. So pretty cool there, and I appreciate Quentin for letting us know about that. Hey, Trisha Powell joining us this morning. Good morning to you, and also El Turpinning joining in this morning, saying good morning as well. Well, friends, I'm going to step aside. I'm going to take one final break, and when we come back, we'll call our winner today. I've got a little New Year's swag bag coming your way. Stay with us as we'll wrap it up here in just a few moments, and we'll also have today's impossible question when we come back along with our winner today. As always, we are here on this Thankful Thursday. It's brought to you by First Baptist. More information online at fbchuntsville.org. We'll be back in just a few moments. Stay with us, please.
Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
The spirit of Huntsville, Spirit 94.3. The spirit of Huntsville, Spirit 94.3, yeah.
All right, friends, back at it here as we continue on this journey. 8:30, about to wrap it up here in just a few moments. Many of you have been a part of the show this morning, and thank you all for texting in. It does make it a lot more fun and interactive when we do have folks who want to say hello. If you don't want to say hello, that's fine too. I know a lot of people just want to drop on, just like Gene, who I saw. Mr. Gene Davenport was watching earlier. Thank you, Gene. Good to see you on this morning. Miss you guys back in Georgetown, and quite a few other friends as well that I saw hop on here just a few moments ago. We won't call all of you out, but thank you for being a part of it. Also, Phyllis Dillard saying good morning and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of you. And Happy New Year to Sky Carlton over at Deep Clean, Texas, saying good morning, Huntsville. She said thanks for all you do and the good of Huntsville and the glory of God. Appreciate you, Sky. We're here just to lift up, and we're so thankful that you and your husband are part of this platform now, and you'll hear from Sky and Brad here on Good Morning Huntsville once a month or so, and also look for their articles on our website at hellohuntsvilletx.com. One final encouragement, too, and I guess an ask, not really encouragement, but an ask is if you know of somebody that you would like to have on this show, You say, I know this organization. I think they'd be great. Direct them to us. We love to have guests on here. We typically have a guest on here almost every morning. There's some mornings like today where it's just me. It very, very rarely happens. And there's some mornings where it's just me and a co-host. But for the most part, we do have a lot of folks. I mean, in our almost 2 years, we've interviewed well over 250 people, and that's what we love to do, is to bring people in. And with the new year and around Christmas, it's always hard to get people to come on just because of the schedules. But we know once the new year's up, we already have people booking up for next week. But if you know of somebody that you would like to have on this program, whether it's a nonprofit or even a community member, we had a gentleman on here that wrote the Battle One book, and that was awesome to have him come on and talk about that book. That was Christopher Russo that came on, and just people in the community are doing amazing things. Or they don't even have to be doing amazing things. We just want to hear from people. We love that. So that's it. Also, Christine Mitchell joining us, saying good morning, Happy New Year. Good morning to you. Kyle Kreiner was asking, does that swag bag have a beanie? He needs one there in Kermit, Texas, where it's currently 29 degrees. It's probably warmed up a little bit. Let's head over to that 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. We got a winner today. Well, they didn't answer. You know what? I'm going to call one more. Just because it's just me today, I almost said, well, if you don't answer, you don't win, and we're not going to do something today. So let's head back over to the 0 Degree Creations phone. This is going to be a funny one. All right, well, boy, we're 0 for 2 today. Let's go one more, shall we? Let's try to go one more here. We'll pick another winner, and let's go one more here. One more attempt. And if they don't answer, they don't win.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, is this Lee?
It is. Good morning, sir.
Well, Lee Cooper, you've won today. How about that? 2 other people didn't answer their phones.
You know what? I was sitting here listening, praying they were going to answer, but their loss is my game.
Yeah, well, you texted in back earlier this week, and these keywords run through the week, and you're in for the entire week. So, congrats! You won. Didn't you win a gift card from us or some tickets here recently?
A couple of weeks ago, I sure did, and we utilized them and had a blast. I can't thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, now we got a little New Year's swag bag. We'll have that ready for pickup next week. All right, Lee?
All right, thank you so much.
All right, well, there you go, Lee Cooper, our winner. Hey, real quick, what are you looking forward to this new year, Lee?
I'm looking forward to growth in my family, learning to listen to God's word a little more.
Yeah. Well, good deal. Well, 2025 is going to be a great year, and thank you for helping just being a part of this show. It means a lot to us, and you're part of our Hello Huntsville family now, all right?
I love it. Thank y'all so much.
All right. Well, God bless you. Have a great day, Lee.
You too. Bye-bye.
Right, bye-bye. Well, there you go, Lee Cooper. Kyle was saying funny how like they don't know. It's funny because one of the persons that didn't answer was my sister that didn't answer. She had texted in this week too, and I said, well, that's actually something she could use. So there you go. The winner today, Lee Cooper. Hey, real quick, our impossible question today was this. We always like to do these. The impossible question. If you went home for the holidays, stats show there is 1 in 3 chance that this would end up happening. If you think about this, first of all, did you go home for the holidays? If you did, there's a 1 in 3 chance that this happened to you. If you didn't go home for the holidays, just think about if you would have went home for the holidays. 1 in 3 chance that this could have happened to you. Think about that as I go on and read another story, and post those too. Post your comments on there real quick. Here's something kind of cool. Let me see real quick. This a man goes viral for a blunt vacation response. Some weird news for you. There's a Reddit post. Reddit, by the way, just kind of a forum type website. A Reddit post about a man's blunt reaction to a vacation hike in Arizona has gone viral. Well over 6,000 reactions. The man, known as Ness Lucas, shared his story of hiking with his brother despite disliking uphill walks. After completing the hike, his brother asked if he had fun, and he honestly replied, no. While he explained that his answer wasn't meant to criticize the company or activity, the response upset his brother, who later asked him to avoid saying no in the futures. Many commenters overwhelmingly criticized the man, suggesting that he lacks social niceness. Responses emphasized that he could have framed his answer more positively, like acknowledging the effort while enjoying his brother's company. Some commenters defended him, noting that not everyone enjoys hiking and suggesting compromising in the future. The viral post sparked lively debates about honesty, politeness, and family bonds. So again, hey, did you enjoy? Did you have fun? No. Something else that's kind of neat here. I love this because I'm kind of a space fan. Check this out. 2 Earth-sized planets found 42 light years away. Astronomers have discovered 2 Earth-sized planets orbiting the orange dwarf star 42 light years from Earth. Using data from the TESS telescope, scientists have confirmed the planets have diameters slightly smaller than Earth but significantly greater masses, making them denser. Both planets are extremely close to their star, resulting in higher surface temperatures. How about 560 to 470 degrees Celsius, making them inhospitable for life. Astronomers have also speculated about a third Earth-sized planet in the system, though it has yet to be confirmed. This discovery highlights the potential for exploring orange dwarfs as hosts for other Earth-like worlds, although there's no way that we're going to be able to travel at the speed of light anytime soon. How about this, too? There was a woman that was asked to leave a buffet after 4.5 hours. A TikTok user named Madison tested the limits of the all-you-can-eat policy at Hibachi Grill and Supreme Buffet in Indianapolis, where she spent over 4.5 hours at the buffet eating 6 plates of food before being asked to leave. The restaurant staff informed her the extended stay was excessive, prompting the request. Despite the awkward moment, Madison praised the food and tipped her waitress and the staff member who asked her to leave $100 each. This isn't Madison's first experiment with buffet dining. Earlier, she spent 8 hours at a CC's Pizza buffet before being asked to leave after 3 hours due to a newly implemented time limit. Madison shared her experiences on TikTok, sparking debate over the fairness of time limits at buffets. I've always wondered if somebody went there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, would they be allowed to stay the entire time? All right, well, that will wrap it up here. The impossible question answer, and the question again was this. If you went home for the holiday, stats show that there is a 1 in 3 chance that this ended up happening. Kyle said a fight. That's a pretty good one. Christine, I love her comment. She said argument and weight gaining. Well, those are all 2 really good answers. But the correct answer is sleeping in your childhood bedroom. There was a 1 in 3 chance if you went home for the holidays, you slept back in your childhood bedroom. So a little bit of fun there this morning. Hey, we'll be back at it tomorrow. Billy Cawthon joins me. We'll have a wrap-up of the restaurant report from a couple of weeks ago, and we'll find out where we're going to be eating tomorrow with Billy. So make sure you join us. That coming up at 7:30 in the morning. Hey, guys, appreciate all of you. Love you all. Appreciate all that you do to support this platform and this program. And we will be back at it again tomorrow, 8:30, 7:30. I'm way off. Tomorrow, 7:30 in the morning, Billy Cawthon, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral. Big thank you again to First Baptist here in Huntsville. Come join us on Sunday. We'd love to have you. And thank all of you for being a part of this show and just hanging out with me today. It's a little bit different when it's just me. I always enjoy having somebody. It's a little bit tougher to do a show solo, but I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me And hey, Happy New Year. God bless all of you. And again, be positive about this new year. And hey, if you're down, reach out to us. We love talking to people. And you know what? We'll pray for you. If you got something going on, just reach out to us here at First and Hello Huntsville. We're all about lifting up and encouraging our community. That'll wrap it up as I end every show, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you, Huntsville. Until next time, we will see you back at it again tomorrow, 7:30. Here's our newest release, Spirit Studio. It's called In With the New, as we get going here in 2025. Until then, God bless you. Good morning, Huntsville. So long. See you back at it tomorrow morning.
It's time to open up. Goodbye to the fallow year. Heaven help us now. Your promise draws near. It's more than a chance. It's your work in our heart. When you say you will, when you say you've done all things made new, so we run, run, run. Oh my God, you are faithful, so faithful. You've shown me so far. You're able, so able. Lead us now, Lord. We're with you all the way. You can have our hearts, our attention, and our praise. Out with the old, in with the new. I'm not giving up yet, 'cause this is the truth. It's just the start, so we dance, dance, dance. Your spirit's alive, so we lift up our hands. Go on, testify, let the world hear your name. The kingdom is here, let your glory remain. For this is the time, the reason we breathe, to tell every soul of the grace we believe. Here it comes, he's on the way. New heaven, new earth. Everything remade, all creation in rebirth. All things are new, no turning back now. Out with the old, and we shout it out loud. Out with the old, in with the new. I'm not giving up yet, 'cause this is the truth. It's just the start, so we dance, dance, dance. Your spirit's alive, so we lift up our hands. Out with the old, out, out, out. In with the new, let the joy pour out. We're running ahead, never looking behind. Your promise is sure and your light will shine. Oh yeah. Out with the old, out, out, out. In with the new, let the joy pour out. We're running ahead, never looking behind. Your promise is sure and your light will shine.